Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I am your host, Melissa Oatman. Today I am going to be talking to you about my experience going to Sedona and the things that I learned while I was there. So if you have never been there, oh my goodness, there's so much to tell you. So I hope that you stick around and listen to all of the amazing things I have to share with you today. If you are new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So I wanted to share my experiences with you as I just got back this week from traveling to Arizona. My good friend Jay was nice enough to offer to show me around the area in Sedona, and we went on a beautiful hike in the mountains there. And I did have a great experience that I wanted to share with you today and talk about some of the things that I learned as I went on this hike. Now, as many of you probably know, Sedona is a very spiritual area, and some of the spots in Sedona are spiritual vortexes. And so, of course, it's a very magical place. A lot of people have interesting experiences there, and mine, of course, was also one of them. So first of all, Sedona is considered to be a sacred and powerful place. Some call it a cathedral without walls, or they compare it to a Stonehenge that has not yet been assembled. People travel from all over the world to experience Sedona. The red rocks, oh my gosh, they're just amazing and beautiful. It's an amazing place to take hikes, which is what I did and where I actually had my experience. But it's also a home of many vortexes, and you may be asking yourself, what is a vortex? So what a vortex is a swirling center of energy that are conducive to healing, to meditation, and self-exploration. So when you go into these places where there are vortexes, you can feel the energy. And I definitely felt energy walking through as we took our hike. In some places, I even felt the energy so much that I feel like goosebumps on my body. Many people feel inspired or recharged or even uplifted when they visit a vortex. And I can definitely say that I felt amazing after taking this hike, even though, and I have to say that my friend laughed at me a little bit because I'm from a climate that even though it gets hot, it's humid, it's a different kind of heat, and it's not like 115 degree type of heat. And it wasn't that hot that day, but you definitely have to make sure you stay hydrated and drink lots of water. So it was an intense hike for me, but worth it. And one of the things that I really want to talk about is when I was on my hike, first of all, you're just one with nature, right? The beautiful rock. And for me, it brought me back to when I was a kid and wanting to go on adventures. I don't know if anybody was like that, but when I was a little girl, I almost never had shoes on when I was in the yard. And I always wanted to find rocks and sticks and leaves. I was very much obsessed with Mother Nature. And I would collect rocks that I thought were really cool. And that's the interesting thing about our hike too. We found a lot of heart-shaped rocks on the hike. And even a really big one that I'm going to post a picture of on my site, and I posted it on my regular Facebook page, but I'm going to post it on my Reiki with Melissa page too, so you can see it. But we were walking, and all of a sudden we came across a stream. It was so beautiful. It was so clear, and you could see the tiny pebbles underneath the water, and there were flat rocks that you could walk out and kind of stand in the middle of the stream, which I also did. And the water was really cool. It was running over my feet. And it was beautiful. It was just an amazing experience. But as I was walking there, it was actually when we were coming back from the top. We had gotten almost to the top when we turned around and came back. And I distinctly heard the water rushing, and I heard something say to me, we are all one, and we need to go with the flow of life. I heard that really clearly, like, stop trying to control everything and stop trying to fight everything and just go with the flow. I felt that so strongly. And I know that I've said that before, But I really, really got the urge that many of us are constantly struggling. And the reason we're struggling is because we're fighting against what the universe has destined for us. And it's hard because we want to control what happens to us in our own lives. We want to control our destiny. But what I heard so loudly and clearly was let it go. Let go. Like just let go and go with the flow. And when I thought about it, looking at this beautiful stream, the water just flowed so beautifully. And the sound was amazing. It sounded so healing. It was just awesome. And I thought, it makes it look so easy, right? Yeah, just keep flowing like that. It's easy. But why is it so hard for us in our everyday lives to do the same thing? Why do we find it so difficult to try to flow like that with life? It does, though. And I was thinking about that little stream and I thought, even when there was a big rock in the middle of it, the stream still managed to flow over it. It didn't stop anything. And I thought about how that compares to our everyday lives. Things happen to us, like life just drops a big old rock in our path. And many of us, instead of just going over it or around it and just flowing with it, we try to move it. We're like, no, we got to get this rock out of here. We're going to move it. And we try to go the other way with it. And what we're not realizing is when we do that, we're, number one, making things so much harder for ourselves. Because think about it. If you were to go over the rock or around it, it wouldn't be that difficult, right? You just be like, yeah, just keep going, just like the water did. But if you try to stop and pick up the rock, you're going to throw your back out. It's going to be really hard. It's going to take a lot of time. And you're probably not even going to be able to do it anyway. Like if that rock's too heavy, you're not going to be able to move it. So all you did was waste your time and cause yourself pain and stress and all of the things that you don't need. And I remember thinking very clearly when I heard that, it was like this quiet voice that just said, go with the flow. Allow your life to flow. It meant a lot to me at that time because I realized there's still so many things in my life that I try to control. And the moment that I realized I don't really have that much control and that's okay, I think this is the part. It's not that we have to realize we don't have that much control. I think many of us are aware of that. What I think we're lacking in is that ability to be okay with not having control. It's not that we know we don't have control. It's being okay with knowing that we don't have control and saying, I don't have to try to control every little thing. And that's the thing. I kind of went with that whole attitude the whole weekend. Even going out there to Arizona, honestly, was a big thing for me because it's not really like something I would just do. I don't normally like just go places by myself. That was a first for me. I've always like been afraid or had some sort of something keeping me from doing what I really wanted to do. I would always just hold back, even though I'd say, I want to do this or I want to do that. I wouldn't actually do it. It would just be a thought, right, that I had like, oh, I'd really love to do this. And then that would never be anything more than a thought. And finally, I just decided, okay, I'm just going to do it because I want to see Arizona. I have a friend who's offering to show me. I'm just going to go out there. Like, I'm not going to be afraid of what could happen. And so that was the first start of me just kind of letting go. And it was an amazing trip. I'm so glad I did it. And that part of it was sort of an awakening for me of you've got to stop being afraid of what could go wrong and what could happen and start trusting in your instincts and trusting in your gut and moving forward. So when you get an idea from the universe, don't try to go back and control every little thing about it. Just go with it. I always like to say like, well, if this is meant for me, if this is what I'm supposed to do, show me the way or make it easier. And always I will get guidance and signs that yes, you're on the right path. Yes, this is what you should be doing. And never more clearly did I get that on the walk. listening to the sound of that water, going, okay, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Keep moving forward. Keep going with the flow because it's working. It's working. And it's crazy because if you would have told me a couple of weeks ago that that is what's going to really help you the most, is just to let go, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But it's true. The more I learn how to release worry, doubt, fear, control, the more I'm able to let go of those things in my life, the more things just end up working out perfectly. I don't know how really to explain that other than I can talk about some of the things that have been happening to me lately where it's very obvious that when I let go, stop being afraid, stop doubting, stop wondering the what if, would have, could have, should have, all of those things, letting all of that go, things really begin to work out. I know personally in my business that has happened for me lately. I have been trying to really amp up my business and really put work into that, and I have, but the more that I've been able to let go, the more things started kind of shifting. And it wasn't really that I'd done a lot of, I did do some things differently, but the biggest thing that I did differently was I just started trusting that it was working out the way it was supposed to. I started believing and having faith in myself and in the universe and in the fact that if I put my desires out there to the universe wants to meet me halfway. The universe wants to bring me what's for my highest good. And I was talking with my friend about that. He was saying that lately a lot of things that were on his vision board have started coming to him. And again, it's because you don't give up. You don't lose faith. You don't lose hope. But more importantly, you do have to lose some things. You have to lose the fear. You have to lose the doubt. You have to lose the not controlling every single aspect of your life. You got to let that go. And when you start doing that and you start just living a more joyful life, things start flowing. They really do. We cause a lot of the blockages in our lives because of the control, because of the things we're throwing into our lives. Like, I have to be on top of this. I have to make sure this, and this happens. When you do that, you end up making a bigger mess of things. Yeah, you may still get what you want. You're making it a lot harder for yourself. Because now you're adding the stress and the worry and the doubt and the fear and all of those low vibrational things. You know, the one thing that I love about the Buddhist religion is that it deals with not suffering. Basically, is anything that causes you to suffer, let it go. And that seems like a simple yet also very complicated thing. Like, oh, that's so simple, of course. But then how do you do it? How do you just let go? And that's the harder part for many of us because we have been conditioned for so long to behave a certain way. And now we're being taught, wait, we have to react differently? How do I do that? How do I show up like that? It is possible, but it takes a lot of practice. And one of the biggest lessons that I've learned this year is about attachment and not forming attachments to a particular outcome. Just knowing that whatever is for my highest good is going to happen. And if I trust that, then I don't need to worry what the outcome will be. I just know it's going to be the best outcome for me. Our human minds have a big problem with that. We have a hard time because we enter into everything with expectations. And it's not our fault. We watch all of these movies, right, where guy meets girl and they fall in love and all of these things happen. And oftentimes what happens is we get into relationships and we put all of these expectations on it We want our partners to be perfect, and we're allowed to have flaws, but they're not, right? Like, we want them to be perfect and they have to say the right thing and do the right thing. And you're sabotaging this before it even gets off the ground because you've already placed all of these expectations on it. Same thing with the job. We go into a job thinking it's going to be everything we want, and we're going to get paid what we want to get paid, and we're going to get this and we're going to get that. We have all of these expectations on this, and we let ourselves down because the job doesn't hold up to what we thought it should, or the relationship doesn't hold up to what we thought it should. When you can start walking into a situation with no expectations, no attachments, no judgments, just saying, okay, I'm here and whatever happens is going to be for my highest good, and I'm just going to go with it. That is when miraculous things start to happen and start to show up for you. But it's a process. It's not something that you can wake up tomorrow and say, I'm never going to have an attachment to anything again. No, of course not. You're a human being. You've been programmed to do this your whole life. It's going to take you more than a day to figure out how to do this and how to let go. And maybe you're starting to learn, but maybe you're not quite there yet. We all get there at our own pace. It's like that river. There are areas of it, the stream, where it's wide and then it's narrow and then it widens out again. It's kind of like our life, right? We learn the lesson and then we fail again, and then we learn another lesson, and then we keep going. But it's a process, and it flows. And we do have control over how easily we can learn a lesson or not. And it's kind of a difficult concept for many of us because this is all about letting go of control. It's not easy to do. But I will tell you that when you start learning how to do that, you make your life so much easier because you don't suffer as much. Many of us are suffering needlessly because we hold on to the hurtful things. We hold on to the things that aren't serving us, or we try to hold on to them. We're like so against letting go and setting free the things that aren't bringing us joy. I don't know why we do that. I don't know if it's some sort of false sense of loyalty that we have to hold on to the things that aren't really making us happy anymore, but we do it. And when we do that, we're not being open to allowing the beautiful things to come in that could be even better than what we had. And so I highly encourage you to start trying to not place attachments on things anymore. To go in with no expectations, with a clean slate, with an open heart and an open mind, and to just allow things to come to you. And to just see what the universe wants to bring you, because it's kind of amazing what can happen when you just let go and let God. And I think that was one of the biggest lessons for me in going to Sedona. Of course, I felt the energetic shift, and I felt at one with Mother Nature, and I felt so grateful for the opportunity to be there and to see the beauty of this place. But I also got the lesson that if you want to receive, you got to let go. If you want life to flow easier, you got to flow with it. You got to let go of the control. You know, it's been unfortunate, but it's been in the news lately because it's summertime. People are going to the river to swim. And we've had several people drown, even a student from our school. And it's just such a sad thing. But oftentimes what happens when people get out into waters and the current begins to take them, they try to fight it. And in trying to fight that current, what happens is they expend all of their energy in fighting it. They get tired, and then their body can't hold up. And so they get taken under. When they tell you, like, if that starts to happen, you need to let go and try to flow with the water. Instead of fighting against it and swimming against the current, let it carry you. Yeah, you're going to end up downstream a lot farther away from where you are. But you won't drown that way because you can float. But what often happens is people panic and do the opposite. And they begin struggling and fighting. And I understand that. That would be your instincts to fight for your life and to get back to where you were supposed to be. But what it does is the opposite of what you want it to do. Instead of saving yourself, you're more likely to drown because you wear yourself out and then you have no fight left to give. And that's what a lot of us are doing in our own everyday lives. We're fighting so hard. We're wearing out. We're giving up. And we're slowly drowning in our own lives. And if we could just instead get into the habit of just letting the current take us where we need to go, it will always take you in the right direction. Sometimes that's not where our mind thinks we need to go because, we want to control everything, right? Many of us hold on to that person or that job or that thing because we're like, no, this is where I'm supposed to be. When in reality, it wasn't where you were supposed to be. You got sidetracked and you're stuck holding on to that rock going, I'm going to move this, I'm going to make this work. And you're wearing out and you're struggling. And instead of just letting go and saying, okay, where am I actually supposed to be? If this is where I'm supposed to be going, take me there. It's been a lot of metaphors today, so I apologize for that, but you get my point. We need to be letting go of the need to control everyone and everything around us. We need to let go of attachment to any possible outcomes and start allowing the universe to bring us what's for us. I think that you would be surprised, really surprised, at how good things actually turned out if you started to let go more. And I have to say, like everything I say, you don't have to wake up tomorrow and go, okay, I totally let go of control of everything and now I'm starting over. Try it with one thing at a time. You can do that and just see how it works. Like, okay, in my job tomorrow, I'm going to let go of the need to control X, Y, or Z. I'm just going to go in and see what happens. Just see what happens. I promise you, you're going to be amazed at the results. Because the more you try to hold on and control and say, this is how this is going to work, the more you suffer. But the more you can let go and say, okay, universe, show me what to do. Show me where to go. Allow it to flow easily to me. And see what comes. I think you'll be amazed. I think you will be surprised at how letting go actually brings you more. If you want to receive, you have to let go. So I hope that listening to this helped you a little bit and was a little bit healing. As much as me going there was a healing experience, it's something that is life-changing, and I'm really, really grateful that I got to go and to experience that. Hope that you all get to go and experience adventure in your life, places you've never seen before. I absolutely love traveling and the adventure that it brings, how it can open your eyes to new experiences and new places and just new ideas. It's a great place to go for really reconnecting to Mother Earth and really gaining new insights. It was an amazing adventure, and I will always be forever grateful for having it. And I'm especially grateful to Jay for showing me all of the really cool places there. I highly recommend going there if you get the chance. Let go of the suffering. Let go of the need to know every little detail of your life and how everything's going to work out and how it will unfold. Start letting go of that and start being open to all of the amazing things that the universe wants to bring you and is going to bring you the moment that you allow yourself to receive. The interesting thing about Sedona too is that it's a very magical type place. And I know that before we went, I think Jay had asked Archangel Michael to be with us. We saw purple everywhere. And then I looked back in some of the pictures and you can even see something in the picture. So I'm going to have to post some of those too for you so that you can see them. But it's definitely, you could feel the presence of spirit there. And what an amazing place it was. So look for the pictures. I will be posting them soon. And I want to thank you for listening to me today and for being with me. I pulled a card for you today. I got some amazing new crystals when I was in Sedona, and I also got a new card deck. And the card deck that I got is Colette Baron Reed's Goddess Power Oracle deck. So I pulled a card to you today from this deck. And the card that I pulled is Arian Tod. She is a Welsh goddess who represents the wind in the sky. And the message is, right now, you have all the time in the world to reach the fullest potential of your intentions and desires. Arian Tod, the Celtic goddess of time, is your champion, and she will ensure your timing is perfect. The hours will expand to gift you with the space you need to complete anything that you started. Today, recognize that no matter what is in front of you, time is your friend. Consider that everything you intend and desire also has its own relationship to time. All will come to you in the perfect form and in the perfect moment. Patience, dedication, and quiet anticipation are delicate yet potent allies now. Arian Tod is your ally, and your timing is perfect. I love that. Don't worry about the timing. Don't feel stressed and that you don't have enough time and time is running out. Everything will come to you in perfect and divine timing. Again, allow it to flow to you. I love that. I love how everything always matches up. I picked that card just a few minutes ago, and that's what came out, and it really perfectly aligns with what we were talking about today. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with us. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review from wherever you're listening. If you leave me some stars on iTunes, that would be amazing. Your energetic exchange will definitely come back to you. It's sort of like when you give to a charity and then you receive. The same thing happens if you like someone's post or like their podcast or leave a review. That positivity comes back to you because it really, truly helps those of us who are just out here trying to build our business or build our podcasts and all of those things. Everything is just always about statistics and numbers, and it's all about that right now. So it just helps people so much when you can do that. And I know I really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I go live Mondays at 6:30 Central on Facebook, where I do free card reading. If you show up for the live, I'll pull a card especially for you. And if you want to work with me, you can go to my website, melissaoatman.com. You'll see the services I offer, and you can purchase one directly from my website and then contact me to schedule your session. If you want to work with me, but you're not really sure what you need, don't hesitate to book a discovery call with me. People do it every day, and I take 15 minutes or so just to talk to you. We can see if our energies are in alignment, and we can see how I might best serve you. I love talking to my listeners, so absolutely reach out. If there's any way at all that I can help you, I would love to help you get unstuck in any area of your life. As always, I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day from wherever you're listening. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.